Magandang araw, ako po si Sir Ariel, ang ALS lover ng Edtech Unit. Narito po ako para sa isang napakagandang balita at upang magpaalala na ang kinabukasan ay mas gaganda at uunlad kung ang lahat ay patuloy na mag-aaral. Sa edukasyon sa ating bansa, tiyak na walang maiiwanan sa pag-abot ng mga pangarap. Kaya naman ang Department of Education ICT's Educational Technology Unit at Alternative Learning System Task Force ay nagtutulungan sa pagkakaroon ng ALS Tech Empowerment Program upang maihatid ang excellent quality education sa ating mga ALS learner and teachers. To easily deliver the lessons from the modules and other references, we will provide tablet PC as part of the DepEd computerization program to all ALS teachers and orientation on the use of these packages. To deepen the pedagogical use of information and communications and technology in delivering instructions, there are training workshops on the use and curation of open educational resources or OER, Google and Microsoft productivity tools, creation of video lessons using PowerPoint presentations and KineMaster, and on ebook or e-magazine development. To create an avenue for remedial lessons that is open to all learners, teachers, and parents, we will have the ETUlay free online tutorial and mobile ETUlay, where we will visit remote schools to feature the best practices of our ALS teachers and learners. Sa mga out-of-school youth and adult, laging tatandaan na may pag-asa upang makapagpatuloy sa pag-aaral. May ALS para sa inyo. Ang edukasyon ay para sa lahat. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, para sa guro. Sulong Edukalidad.
Magandang araw, Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETUlay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETUlay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICT's Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del B. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETUlay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Good morning, young entrepreneurs. Welcome to ETUlay, your free online tutorial platform facilitated by excellent and inspiring educators to guide you to another level of learning experience. This online tutorial will also help your parents to guide your studies right at the comfort of your homes. Good morning to our schools division office here in Olongapo City, to our dedicated superintendent, Madam Leilani Cunanan, and to our ASDS, Dr. Mylene Minimo, our education program supervisor in EPP, TLE, TBL, Mr. Jonathan Bada, to our public schools district supervisor, Mr. Allen Tuyugon, to our very supportive school principal, Mr. Samson Bukiron, and to my group head in TBL, Mr. Richelle Quinto, and to all our faculty at New Cabalan Senior High School. Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Sa ating po mga learners from Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, this is Tutor Wax from SDO Olongapo City na nagsasabing, huwag gawing komplikado ang pagkatuto. Gamit ang hashtag ETUlay ang Entrep, ETUlay mo. So, get ready your modules and join to learn the world of business opportunities in entrepreneurship. So this will be the subject na ating pong pag-aaralan ngayong umaga. At tayo po ngayon ay nasa quarter 4 week 7 na ng ating pong lesson. Good morning po kay Ma'am Mira. Good morning kay Danibel Manzano Bidana, kay Aling Maliit, kay Andrea Lucero, kay RJ Calaguas, Dr. C. Good morning po. Kay Sir Don Ivy, Ma'am Sel, kay Senpai, magandang umaga. At syempre sa ating loyal na taga-subaybay na si Ma'am Mira, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. So this morning, we are still on demonstrating the understanding of the 4 M's of operation, but the highlight of our lesson tutorial for this morning is to forecast the revenue of the business. Then we're going to forecast the cost to be incurred and to compute our profit. So yan pong magiging highlight po ng ating pag-aaralan sa umagang ito. Pero bago po tayo dumako sa ating lesson, magandang umaga po kay Deponis Ipis at kay Myla Lim Katoliko. Magandang umaga po sa inyo lahat. Let's have a review. So sa lahat po ng mga naging participant natin last week, last Friday, ano ba ang ating napag-aralan? Okay? So last week, diniscuss po natin ang patungkol po sa pag-develop ng ating mga business model. Okay? So a business model describes how a company creates, delivers, and captures value. And everyone has their own way of viewing the business model. A business model canvas is developed by Alexander Osterwalder, and he is a Swiss business theorist, author, speaker, consultant, and entrepreneur known for his work on business modeling and the development of the business model canvas. Okay? So last week, tinuruan po natin ang ating mga grade 12 na gumawa ng kanilang mga business model gamit ang business model canvas. Okay? At ito po ay mayroong siyam na category. Okay? The business model canvas categorizes the process and internal activities of a business into 9 separate categories, and each representing a building block in the creation of the product or service. And these categories represent the 4 major aspects of business, okay, which is the customers, the product that we offer, the infrastructure, as well as our financial viability. Balikan din po natin, Ma'am Mira, if you still remember, what are the 9 building blocks of a business model canvas? Okay, let's see if Ma'am Mira can still remember the 9 building blocks of a business model canvas. Actually, it's already in our monitor, no? Ano-ano po ba ang siyam? Now, 9 building blocks of a business model canvas. Okay? Ito po yung our key partners. Okay? Sino ating magiging partners? What will be our key activities? The key resources, our value proposition, okay? Our customer relationships, the channels, the customer segments, the cost structures, and of course, the revenue streams. Yes, very good, Ma'am Mira, no? You still remember our topic last week. Okay, so yan po yung ating napag-aralan. And for today, for this week, okay, iikot po ang ating lesson. Saan? Sa pag-forecast po ng ating mga kinita. Okay, so ipo-forecast na po natin siya. Good morning, Mil, no? Kay Super Mil, no? Siya po yung nakasubaybay din sa atin ngayon from Mabalacan, Pampanga. Magandang umaga po. Okay, now, ang topic po natin for today is about, okay, we're going to forecast the revenue of our business. Okay, so you've likely heard hundreds of times from mentors and business experts that we need to set a budget, no, to keep your small business expenses on track. So, atin pong dapat, no, paghandaan yung ating pong pag-set ng forecast ng ating pong mga kikitain. But how do you make decisions about your budget? No, paano po tayo magde-decide with that? Like how many employees you can afford to hire, o ilan po yung empleyado o mga manpower po natin na pwede po nating makasama sa ating organization. Okay? How much you can spend for advertising? And if you don't know how much revenue you'll be bringing in coming months and years, and if you're starting a business from scratch, making revenue forecast will be particularly challenging. No? Ito po yung challenging part sa ating mga negosyante, yung ating mga entrepreneur, yung pag-forecast po ng kanilang kikitain. Okay? And with this, in order to prepare an accurate budget, we first need to develop a revenue forecast for your business. Okay, so this is an example of a revenue forecast, and this was forecasted by IC Tori. Okay, so ito po yung naging forecast nila as of October 30 last year. Okay, so ano po yung mga product po niya? Meron siyang product na Kakuto, Printastic, Easy Load. Yan po yung mga product nila. At nag-forecast po sila hanggang October. From June, July, August, September, and October, pinorcast po nila, excuse me, na sila po ay kikita ng 1,078,650 pesos. Okay? So from the product na kanila pong i-create, no, ang mga produkto na kanila pong ibebenta sa kanilang target customer, pino-forecast nila kung magkano ang kanilang kikitain, no? And of course, no, part po dyan yung gagastusin, okay, yung pambibili ng mga materyales at yung magiging tubo doon sa pagbebenta nila ng kanilang mga produkto. Okay? Now, let us discuss, no, the meaning of forecast. So what is a forecast? Okay? So let's have this as a meaning. A forecast is an educated prediction for the upcoming year about how much money your company will likely bring in, so that you can estimate what you can afford to spend and what your profit margin be like. Okay? And we will define also the revenue. What is a revenue? It is the amount of money that a company receives during a specific period, including the discounts and deductions for a returned merchandise. Good morning po kay Sir Abjil Medino from Samal, Bataan. Okay, so nakaantabi din po si Fred Gayang from UMHS High School. Okay, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. So, yan po yung define po natin kung ano ibig sabihin ng forecast at kung ano ibig sabihin ng revenue. Okay? So, don't worry if your forecasts are not completely accurate. No, wag po tayo problema kasi siyempre, kaya nga tayo nagpo-forecast, no? Hindi natin alam kung ang pinorcast po natin talaga ay makukuha natin, no? Yung talagang ma-achieve natin. So you can always alter them after in the first few months, then concentrate instead on trying to make your figures as realistic as possible. So sa pagpo-forecast po natin, i-assume po natin na ito po pino-forecast po natin, ang siyang talaga po natin kikitain. Yes, tama si Ma'am Mira, no? Kapag sinabi natin forecast, no, tayo po ay nag-predict. No? Kaya nga sa meaning po natin, a forecast is an educated prediction, no, for the upcoming year about how much money your company will likely to bring, no, sa inyo pong business. So, ano tayo? Pino-forecast natin. Ano kaya sa palagay natin ang magiging kita natin sa future? Okay? So, yun po yung ating forecast. Okay? Now, in forecasting the revenue of our business, no, meron po tayong pamamaraan. No? How to forecast revenue. Paano ba natin siya ipo-forecast? So, siyempre, isipan na natin. Sa palagay ko, kapag nakagawa ako ng product na ito at naibenta ko ito, okay, ito yung aking kikitain. No? Sa buwan ng July, August, September, October. So, nagsiset ka na ng kikitain mo doon sa product na iyong ibebenta. Okay? Now, how to forecast revenue? Okay? So, number one, you choose between qualitative forecasting or quantitative forecasting or a mixture. Okay? So, yan po yung pag-forecast natin. Ano ba yung qualitative method? It is a type of forecasting based on judgment, your opinions, your intuitions, your emotions, or personal experiences, and are subjective in nature. So yun ibig sabihin ng qualitative forecasting, base sa iyong palagay, no? Base sa iyong opinion, ikaw ay kikita. Okay, so yan po yung method na qualitative. Pag sinabi naman nating quantitative forecasting, it is a type of forecasting method based on mathematical models and are subjective in nature. So they rely heavily on mathematical computations. So kung gaano ka ba kagaling mag-compute, no? Siyempre, inisip ko na, para alam mo, may kasabihan tayo na itlog pa lang, no? Nang itlog pa lang yung manok, binibilang natin yung sisiw. Okay? So, sa pamamaraan ganito, sa ating pagninegosyo, parang binibilang na natin kung magkano ba ang ating kikitain. Okay? So, katulad ng sinabi ni Mark Edward, revenue, the income generated from normal business operations. Okay? Hello, Edward, no? Watching from SDO Mabalacat City, Pampanga. Okay, so number 1, how to forecast revenue? Choose between qualitative forecasting or quantitative forecasting. So ulitin natin, pag sinabing qualitative method, base yun sa iyong opinion, sa iyong nararamdaman, base sa iyong experiences. Ang quantitative naman is a method wherein you have to make a computation. So, kino-compute mo na. Kaya ang mga magagaling mag-compute, no? Actually, lola ko magaling mag-compute. No? Kino-compute na agad niya yung kikitain niya kapag siya ay magbebenta ng kanyang paninda. Okay? So, yun. Nagpo-forecast po tayo. So, pangalawa, how to forecast revenue? Start with last year's revenue statements for a business basis of prediction. Okay? Kung nag-start ka na ng negosyo mo, okay, at nakita mo na kumikita ka na, so ang magiging basis mo yung nangyari nung last year. So kung ito yung nangyari nung last year, sa palagay mo, ano kaya ang mangyayari naman ngayong susunod na taon? At sa susunod pa na taon, at sa susunod pa na taon. So the thought of forecasting sales intimidates a lot of people. But actually, it's simply an act of looking at some raw data and making some logical assumptions from it. So if you own an existing business, look at your past sales figures. Tingnan natin yung figure ng ating binenta nung nakaraan. And then consider the following factors to make an educated guess about future sales on your monthly by monthly basis. No? Itong buwan na to, kumita ako ng, for example, 3,000. Another month is 5,000. Sa next month kaya, pataas kaya o pababa kaya. Okay? So, your customers is number 1. No? Number 1, we have to look, as basis of prediction with your customers. You have to identify your customer base and determine which ones you'll include in the forecast. Remember that common wisdom says that you'll get 80% of your business from 20% of your customers. Okay? And also, looking back also with the service area. Okay? Do you have plans for expansion? No? Kung meron kang plano sa expansion mo, include your current geographical sales or area, as well as the area you plan to include in the future. And then, know about your market conditions, as your basis for prediction. What is the state of the market? Will it remain steady or increase? Kasi hindi natin alam. Like for example, today, we are nasa pandemic po tayo. Hindi natin alam if ang product po na ito ay talagang kikita pa rin kahit na pandemya. Okay? So we have to know the condition of our market. And your business position. Consider the position of your business within your industry and factor in your growth expectation. Okay? Ano ba ang position mo with your business? Okay? Then, of course, the seasonal adjustments, dahil nga nagbabago ang panahon, many businesses have increased and decreased sales in cyclical seasonal cycle. And if your business falls in that pattern, take this into consideration. Kung naging seasonal po siya, take that for consideration. Yes, that's right, Mira. Sa business plan po natin, sa ating po mga grade 12, sa paggawa po natin ng business plan natin, may part po doon ang tinatawag ng pag-forecast. Pag-forecast po natin ng possible revenue ng ating pong negosyo. So ano pa? Sa paano pang pamamaraan? Okay? How to forecast revenue? Consider any recent changes in personnel, no? Kung may pagbabago sa ating personnel, kung may pagbabago sa mga produkto natin, sa presyo ng ating mga produkto, may pagbabago sa ating competitor, or sa iba pang mga factors. So we have to consider any changes. And number 4, calculate anticipated revenue. No? Ay, ano ba yung ina-anticipate natin na kita? So we have to calculate that also. Then you have to separate individual income sources to get a quick picture of your potential ups and downs from each revenue stream. And number 6, constantly review and update the forecast to reflect changes in your business. So yan po yung mga way kung paano po natin ipo-forecast ang ating pong revenue. Okay, ulitin natin sa number 3, consider any recent changes in personnel, no? Products, pricing, competition, or other factors wherein yung ating pong mga forecasters should choose a technique that makes the best use of available data. And if there are changes in personnel, like yung reassignment of an employee to a higher job position, innovation of the product, which may need additional budget, of course, that will also affect pricing, changes in competitors, and other factors to consider in making your forecast. Okay? And then, sa pag-calculate natin ng ating mga anticipated revenue, if you have a great idea for your business, but now you need to know how to calculate start-up cost and expect revenue for a business, the type of business you will open will determine the amount of money you will need to open. And as a rule, you should count on having 6 months, at least 6 months worth of money on hand to cover your expenses. Okay? And startup costs are the expenses that are incurred prior to your opening. For example, no, yung startup cost mo may include mga legal work, no? Siyempre, kukuha ka ng mga business permits, no? So, kailangan mo lang i-forecast yung magagastos mo po dyan. What else? Yung design ng iyong mga product, ng iyong company, siyempre, babayaran mo yan. Your site selection, no? Yung ating pong pagtatayuan ng ating negosyo, you have to consider that. What else? Yung building improvements, no? Kung meron ka ng existing na building and you want to improve that, so you have to include that in your forecast. Okay? And then you compare startup cost with your startup assets. Compare your cost, no? Your startup cost and your asset. And this includes cash, yung ating pong starting inventory and equipment. Okay? So yan po yung mga pamamaraan na dapat po natin gawin with our forecast sa ating pong negosyo. Okay? No. Now, ating pang palawigin pa. Okay? So sa inyo pong klase, if your teacher asks you to create your own forecast, okay? So this is an example using Microsoft Excel application, make a forecast revenue of your business. Okay? So kanina ipinakita natin yung sample, no, from IC Tori, okay, a company. Nag-forecast sila from June to October. Okay, so kung kayo na mismo ang gagawa, mga grade 12, paano nyo ipo-forecast? Kailan ba kayo nag-start ng paggawa ninyo, no, sa inyong klase? Then ipo-forecast po ninyo ang possible na kikitain. Okay? And another activity, no, para mas maintindihan pa natin yung naging lesson natin about forecasting. Okay, so answer this activity, true or false. Okay, so number 1 question. Okay, nandiyan pa ba kayo? Okay, Mamira, Edward, Rosamy, and Tulete Pastoral, good morning po. Senpai, Abjil, no, sagutin po natin ito, true or false. Number 1, a blank, okay, is a forecast. A forecast is an educated prediction for the upcoming year about how much money your company will likely bring in so that you can estimate what you can afford to spend and what your profit margin be like. Okay, number 1, the answer is, tama kaya ang sagot ni Mira? Kung ang sagot mo ay true, that's correct. No, tama. Very good, Mira and Senpai. So, tama ang ating sagot. Okay, true. Number 2, revenue is the amount of money that a company receives during a specific period, including discounts and deductions for a returned merchandise. So what is the answer? Number 2, ang sagot ni Mira ay true. Okay, tama kaya ang sagot ni Mira? Okay? So kung ang sagot mo ay true, that's correct. Tama si Mira. Okay, true ang sagot sa number 2. How about question number 3? A qualitative method is a type of forecasting based on judgment, opinions, intuition, emotions, or personal experiences, and are subjective in nature. Okay, so number 3, anong sagot? Ang sagot ni Mira ay true. Okay? Ang tamang sagot ay true. Very good. Ang gagaling ng ating mga learners, no? Then number 4, a quantitative forecasting is a type of forecasting method based on mathematical models and are objective in nature. So ang sagot po natin dito sa number 4 ay, ang sagot ni Mira ay true. Okay, sa number 4 ay true. Yan po ang tamang sagot. Okay, very good. No? Sa inyo pong lahat na nakasagot ng tama sa ating questions. Okay? True ang sagot. Okay, now, to continue, okay, forecast the cost to be incurred. No? Ipo-forecast natin ang cost na to be incurred. Okay? Financial forecasts assist you to meet your business goals. They are a future prediction of your business finances as compared with statement, which provides details of our actual results or progress. So predicting the financial future of your business is not easy. Totoo na, no? Hindi naman talaga madaling mag-predict. Pero dahil nga prediction niya, no, we expect na it's either na maging accurate ang iyong prediction or hindi. Okay? So, predicting the financial future of your business is not easy, especially if you're starting a business and don't have a trading history. So, yan po yung ma-encounter natin problem. However, forecasting and making adjustments frequently will enable you to become more accurate. No? Kung lagi ka nagpo-forecast, nagkakaroon ngayon ng accuracy ang ginagawa mong prediction. So, monthly or weekly forecast may be necessary when starting your business. Experiencing rapid growth or having financial difficulties, yung regular forecast allows you to closely monitor your finances and develop strategies to fix problems before they become a major issues. So kinakailangan we do or conduct a monthly or quarterly forecast, no, para maging accurate ang ating ginagawang activity. Okay? At siyempre, dahil nga po tayo ay merong startup na ginagawa, napaka-importante, no, na kapag po tayo ay nag-i-start ng ating negosyo, ito yung mga factor na dapat po natin consider sa ating mga startup cost. Ano yon? Yung legal or accounting fees, yung insurance, yung furniture, equipment, supplies, yung advertising natin, yung permits po natin, mga business permits, at yung mga cash na required to fund the business until you start collecting payments from your customers, and then yung mga seswelduhin ng ating mga empleyado, yung pag-list ng ating mga property, okay, ng ating mga equipment, okay, so yan po yung dapat po nating i-forecast, no, includes startup cost, okay. And starting a business often costs more than you expect. No, it is a good idea to add an extra 20% of your forecast to allow for unexpected expenses. So, kailangan po pala na kinakailangan na magdagdag ka ng at least 20%, no, for you to forecast para po magkaroon ng mas accurate prediction ang ginagawa po natin. Okay, so tandaan po natin yan. Now, in computing of our profit, okay, so this is an example of a startup cost. Okay, if you can see it from our slide, gagawin din po tayo ng ating mga teacher ng startup cost. So yan lang po ang mga example na item na pwede po natin i-include sa ating startup cost. So sa pag-predict po natin o pag-forecast po natin ng ating startup cost. Okay, now, Paano naman po natin i-compute ang ating mga kinita? Okay? How can we compute our profit? Okay, so meron tayong formula. Profit is equal to total sales minus the total expenses. Okay, so yan po yung formula ng pagkuha ng profit, no? And profit per unit is equal to selling price minus the cost price. Okay, so it is important for a business to understand how much profit, no, they've made to give it an idea as to whether the business is successful. And with so many and with so much money going in and out of a business, it's not always easy to see whether what a small business owner is doing is actually making money. By calculating profit, it will help give some clarity. And if a business is making a profit, it can expand and grow, attract more investment, and employ more staff. Okay? So kung tayo po ay kikita sa ating pong pagninegosyo, ang mga pwedeng mangyari, no, mag-expand ang ating negosyo, tayo po ay pwedeng magkaroon ng another investment, at siyempre, dahil nga lumalago na ang ating negosyo, possible niya na tayo ay mag-hire ng mga tao, no, para makasama natin sa organization, para sa ating operation. Okay? So it is worth mentioning that profit is a different to cash, no? Is different to cash. Some things will affect the cash flow of the business, but won't affect profit. No? Example, money taking out of the business for personal use. No? Likewise, some items will affect profit, but will not affect cash, such as provision. No? Example, yung where a business makes an adjustment for a customer not paying. Okay? So now, ano ba yung profit? No, i-depende po natin what is profit. Okay? A profit is the difference between the price and cost when talking about one item. And when dealing with higher volumes of items, total profit is the difference between the revenue and the total cost. So kanina, binigay na po natin yung ating formula, no? Anong formula natin kanina? Okay? Ang profit is equal to total sales minus the total expenses. So kung magkano ang iyong binenta at magkano iyong ginastos, isusubtract mo sila, yan ang iyong kinita, ang iyong profit. Okay? Now, so, when calculating profit for one item, ito po yung formula na banggit ko na kanina. Profit is equal to price minus cost. Okay? And then profit formula, okay, when determining the profit for a higher quantity of items, ang gagamitin na po natin is total profit is equal to revenue minus the total cost. Or it can be expressed with the total profit is equal to unit price times the quantity minus the unit cost times the quantity. Okay, so yan po yung pag-calculate po natin ng ating profit. Okay, so remember that formula, kapag po tayo ay magpo-forecast na sa ating pong possible na revenue, yan po yung gagamitin po natin. Now, how to calculate profit? No, depending on the quantity of the unit sold, the following are the variables used to determine profit. No, ano-ano mga yon? Una, yung cost. What is the amount for which items are acquired or produced, also known as the cost of goods sold. No, yan po yung isang variable. No. Next is the unit cost. It is the amount for which a single item is acquired or produced. Okay, yun po yung unit cost. And then pangatlong variable yung tinatawag na price. The price for which the items are sold, kung magkano yung halaga ng produkto na iyo kung ibinebenta. And then yung unit price is the amount for which a single item is sold. Yan po yung unit price. And then the quantity, the number of items for which the profit is calculated. And then another variable yung tinatawag na total cost. Cost multiplied by the number of items. So yung total cost. Then of course, kasama din sa variable natin sa pag-calculate ng profit yung discount, no, the percentage of price, no, for reduction, no, yung discount. And then yung pangwalo is yung total profit o total amount of money gain. So yan po yung variables na ini-include po natin sa pag-calculate ng ating mga profit. Okay, so according to Mark Edwards, sabi niya, the profit formula is the calculation used to determine the percentage profit generated by a business, and the concept is used to judge the ability of an entity to set reasonable price points, okay, manufacture goods cost effectively, and operate in a lean manner. Very good, Mark Edwards. That's correct. Okay, so that is how we calculate profit. I know all of you are excited, no? Kasi one of the activity dito po sa entrepreneurship is the implementation of our business plan. So kapag po tayo nag-implement ng ating business plan, lahat po ng ating ginawang forecast, lahat ng ginawa po nating preparation for our business, siyempre ang goal po natin ay kumita. Okay? At kinakailangan, kung ikaw ay nagninegosyo, no, kahit na hindi ka graduate ng accounting, ay marunong kang mag-compute ng iyong profit. Okay? May tanong po ba tayo sa ating pong mga viewers this morning? Okay. So, yan po yung pag-calculate ng ating mga profit. Okay. Next week, okay, so bibilisan na po natin ang ating discussion. Actually, nakakabitin, no, kapag po tayo ay nag-aaral ng entrepreneurship kasi maganda talaga naka-face-to-face. Okay? Mahaba pa ang ating pag-aaralan. Nalalapit na ang ating graduation. Okay? So, this month na is malapit na ang preparation natin, no, for our graduation. Isang mission po ng Department of Education ay patulungan po natin ang ating mga learners na kung hindi sila makapagpatuloy ng kolehiyo, ay marunong po sila magnegosyo para sila ay kumita at makatulong sa kanilang mga pamilya. Okay? So, I think that's all for today. If you have questions, okay, if you have questions, if you have comments, suggestion, or question, you may email edtech@deped.gov.ph, and for sure, no, ating po mga edtech specialists will answer your inquiries. Okay, so that will be all for today. Next week, ipakita po natin ang ating mga pag-implement sa ating mga pinut-up na startup business. So maraming salamat po sa ating pong mga viewers this morning, especially kay Ma'am Mira. Hope to see you again sa ating last day, next week, okay, July 9, para po sa ating last lesson for this subject. Again, maraming salamat po sa ating lahat. Huwag natin kakalimutan, huwag gawing komplikado ang pagkatuto. ETUlay mo. Maraming salamat po at magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETUlay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan sa Lunes mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETUlay free online tutorial session sa Science. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETUlay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!